up-leveling their business, reinventing their business, and also taking themselves to a personal level of up-leveling their mindset, shifting the way they think, reinventing their business. So these aren't just things I pulled out of my ass. These are true statistics from my own findings and my own life. So releasing limiting beliefs, it's all different levels, right? Depending on what level you're at in your business. So if you're at a place where you've been in business and running a brick and mortar, and yet you're still feeling a weird resistance, meaning you're not totally fulfilled, you're not getting the results you want, you're constantly replaying the same mistakes over and over, attracting the same people over and over, attracting the same situations over and over, right? These are all, let me just change glasses, that those are anti-blue light, and oh, no, these are even worse. And these are all patterns that keep repeating themselves, right? So I want you to take a piece of paper and be honest with yourself. What patterns or what occurrences or what themes, situations keep coming up in your life or in your business, right? I know for me, certain situations kept repeating themselves, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't understand. Why am I attracting the same situation again? This same drama again, this same type of person in my life. And my story was that I had to change a limiting belief, meaning a programming. So I want you to really pay attention to what I'm saying to you. It's about changing a program, right? So all of us have a program. We have many programs. We're all like a brand new laptop, right? It's when you're born, it comes out, it's, the manufacturer made it, and there's no programs in it. As we're living those first 7 years of our life, right, we start to get programmed with beliefs, with thoughts, with behaviors, with patterns we see. We start to get imprinted, and all the imprinting, the major imprinting, happens up until 7 years old. Now, again, this is not I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor. This is my findings through my work, through my healing, through working, through my mindset training. It's all about what you believe. So I want you to take for a second and write down, what are the situations that you're always, recurring situations, recurring employee problems, recurring relationship problems, recurring marriage problems, anything in your life that seems to be a recurring incident that brings you stress, anxiety, limitations, doesn't allow you to reach your goals, kind of always trips you up. Then I want you to write down another piece of paper. What's the belief around that problem? What's the common denominator? And when you start to really analyze these things, you'll realize that there's a belief, like something you believe to be true that you don't even realize, a subconscious belief that is a program that's running in the background, just like an antivirus, that is causing you to behave the way to attract these instances, these occurrences, these, experiences that are not creating the results that you want, that aren't creating the money that you want, that aren't creating the business that you want. So you have to really be honest and self-assess. A lot of people get pissed off when I say this. You have to sit down and self-assess, meaning you got to be honest with yourself. So write this shit down. If you took this class or if you're watching the replay, write down what I'm telling you. When you write down your beliefs, next to the beliefs, then here's an example. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'll just make one example that's very common. Money doesn't grow on trees. You got to work hard for your money. No one's going to love you. Whatever it is, wherever it is in your life, business, personal life, next to that belief, I want you to write down, well, is that true? Does money not grow on trees? Well, It doesn't grow on trees, but there's a never ending abundance of money, so you can make as much money as you want. The world is limitless, abundance is limitless. Those are all lack mindsets that were from your caregivers, parents, relatives, friends, people who still may be in your life. And again, we're not going to like assault them or bash them or hate them. You have to just really be honest with yourself and say, is this belief really mine? I'm not enough? I don't know, is that belief really yours? You owe everybody? Is that belief really yours? You know, we've always done it this way, especially in the salon industry and spas, medi spas, all service-based industries. There's a really hard line of limiting beliefs. The things, well, we've always done it this way. Well, guess what? That's why a limiting belief that belongs to someone else. But if you want to change, evolve, and grow, you yourself have to shift that belief. Now, again, this is my personal opinion I'm going to share with you here. Again, from my personal working with hundreds of women and men too, in service-based businesses. You know, they're growing, reinventing their business. I see a common denominator. The limitations come from the beliefs. The limitations come from being afraid to release the beliefs. And the limitations come from thinking it's more complicated than it is and looking outside of yourself to shift it. Now, I'm going to share with you a few simple ways that you can shift your mindset. That's not complicated. You don't need 50 years of therapy. You don't need to go, pay for a big convoluted program. Again, my findings after investing over 25 years in my own self-development, mentors, healers, therapists, you name it, I've done it all. And what I found the secret is looking at the belief, really honoring the fact that you are being honest with yourself about that belief, and then saying, that's not my story. And when you simply start owning that things aren't your story and that you can rewrite that story any day, everything changes just like that. Because I'm going to tell you guys, a belief is a thought, and at any given second you can change that thought. It's just that that thought's been playing in your head like a freaking record or CD or I'm old, so that's what I'm thinking. A Spotify song, however you want to look at this. It's been playing over and over and over and over again. Just like I hear people saying, "Oh, I can't find, I can't find good employees." Yet, people who have different mindsets, they have thriving businesses and they find great team members because they are aligned in their truth. They're not aligned in the struggle. Or, hiring a mentor is a waste of money. Okay, if that's what you believe, then that's what it's going to be. Hiring a mentor helped me make another extra $100,000. If that's what you believe, that's what you're going to get. Now, a lot of people might say, "Oh, Maria, that's too woo for me. That's too spiritual." No, it's not. It's science. So if you're willing to just be honest with yourself and start writing down what your limiting beliefs are, and then writing down next to them who gave you that belief, where'd it come from, no shame, no shade, just let it go. Listen, my mother gave me so many limiting beliefs, you have no idea how to let it go. Because you know what? I'm like, wait a minute, that's not my story, that's her story. Or that's not my story, that's someone else's story. I can write my own story. And as most of you know, I was a salon owner for over 30 years, multiple salon owner. And 16 years ago, I started an online business when nobody approved. Everybody thought I was crazy. The limiting beliefs that surrounded me were unbelievable. If I wasn't really invested myself in mentorship, if I didn't have good mentors and people cheering me on and helping me shift my mindset, I may not be here talking to you today. So what I want you to understand is that I've had this epiphany that shifting your mindset is not complicated. Releasing old stuff. Again, this is my take on it. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you from my experience with clients who get massive transformational shifts just like that, because they're like, wait a minute. Yes, that was a belief, that was a trauma, but that's not mine. And that's not true. And I'm going to choose to shift this. So be clear with yourself. Don't overcomplicate it. I'll give you a few little strategies, again, that you can do. I get off on a tangent sometimes. Number one, write down the belief. Next to it, who gave you the belief? Who implored that belief on you? If you don't know exactly who did it, that's okay. And then in the third row, is it true? Then on the fourth row, you're going to write, what is your truth? What is true for you? I'll give you an example. Me? Oh, you can't start an online business. You're just a hairdresser. You don't know what you're doing. I wrote next to it, who told me that? A bunch of people told me that. Why would you do that? It's risky. You've got a great business. Why are you looking to make trouble? Why are you looking to do something else? That makes no sense. Okay. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Number three, third row. What is the belief true? The belief's not true. None of them are true, I can tell you right now. Excuse me. Number four, what is your truth? And this might be scary to write down your truth, but the truth is just for you. It's not for anyone else. So when we write down our truth, we tap into here, our intuition, our soul. That's where the truth lives. Not in your family, not in your relatives, not in your kids, not in your boss, not in your husband, your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, your partner. It lives here, in you, in your soul. Take that truth, and then every day I want you to journal and write down, wouldn't it be nice if I had a multiple six-figure online business? Wouldn't it be nice if my dream of impacting thousands and helping them reinvent themselves the way I did comes true? Wouldn't it be nice if I had a podcast? Now, these are just examples of shit I wrote down. And I can assure you, every single limiting belief that I didn't believe that I had is gone. Do they still creep up? Yeah, sure, because we're human, and that's our ego mind. Do new ones creep up? Sometimes they do, but now I have the tools to kibosh them. So why is it important for you as a business owner, as a leader, as a high-powered, high-tier, service-based business owner to shift your limiting beliefs and mindset? Because otherwise, guess what, guys? You keep doing the same shit over and over, year after year, month after month. You go into martyr mode, victim mode, and nothing changes. Does that make sense? If you want things to change, you have to take action. And it might be scary, but I can tell you it's not as complicated as it seems, as long as you have a commitment to yourself and a commitment to changing those limiting beliefs. Because I'm going to reiterate, a belief is just a thought, and a thought can be changed. Regardless if you feel like you can't have a seven-figure business, regardless if you've been told you can't be a seven-figure salon owner, I mean, whatever the hell it is. You can't be lovable. You can't run a team. There's a million things. The stuff that I have heard from my clients over the years and from myself, wow, it's mind-blowing. So today, I want to invite you to commit to yourself to do these exercises, not just watch another video, not just post another freaking post whining, complaining about what's wrong in your life. Take intentional action to start changing the beliefs that are keeping you a prisoner in your own life, because that's the only person that can change that. And I'm sorry if this is tough love, but the more I work with clients, the more I realize there's so much magic and transformation that's possible if you, the individual, just take ownership and start doing the work. I want to thank you guys for watching. If anyone wants support on this, wants support on being an emotional mastered CEO, reinventing their way of thinking, their way of being, their way of showing up, their finances, I am happy to get on a call with you, I'm going to drop below how you can connect with me on my calendar. Just book a call with me or DM me, and let's talk about how you can step into the best version of yourself, recalibrate, reset your mindset, and truly create whatever the heck it is you want to create. It could be financially, it could be relationship wise, it could be anything. As a business owner, all these things intermesh. So if one thing's off, your whole business is going to be off. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Let me have some feedback. Give me some #live, #replay. And please feel free to book a call with me. And let's get going on reinventing, rewriting your story, and getting you to where you feel aligned, happy, and fulfilled. Because you only have one life, folks. I'm not really sure what you're waiting for. Talk to you soon.